I mean, overall, people are wondering, will Titanfall compete with Call of Duty? That's a pretty valid question. Obviously,
Sure.
this game is made by a lot of the same creators who are involved in Call of Duty, 4, Modern Warfare 2,
Sure.
all that stuff. So you definitely feel a bit of a throwback actually in the way the controls feel. Obviously, there's wall running and there's a bunch of different game mechanics, but for the most part, like the movement of your character, how he kind of positions himself, like feels very, very.
And the shooting. I think the gun feel feels very kind of magnetic, where you kind of lock on somebody and then you just, here's a flatline. This is a very interesting weapon. It's kind of like the Future AK. It's got quite the kick to it.
Oh,
Fires
nice.
all over the place. I think that this, in contrast to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I think that we can see it's very prevalent. Different people's reactions. Now, I'm curious to see how many people end up buying Infinite Warfare for the amount of negative flack that game has got. Got a lot of very negative reception in the beta. A lot of people had problems with the gameplay, problems with the rigs. And this is a game that I think is sticking to its guns, no pun intended, with its multiplayer where it has this dynamic between these nimble, swift Titans, pilots and these huge lumbering Titans, and that I was somebody who played Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 and loved it, and at that point I felt that the experience had been had, and I moved on to other more innovative series. And I think this has a whole second layer on top of that. You have the pilot versus Titan gameplay, you have the pilot versus pilot gameplay, you have the Titan versus Titan gameplay, which is a lot like an ability-driven action game in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And that is what has me interested in this game, as opposed to something like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, well, I will say that, I played the beta over the weekend for Infinite Warfare. Good. I didn't get the sense that I was really playing a Call of Duty game, which was really odd. Like, the mechanics felt a little bit clumsy. The, gameplay and the mobility just didn't feel the same. So, personally, and again, I'm a huge fan of all the Call of Duties, and I've played them ever since the original on OG Xbox, way back when. I will say, like, the original Modern Warfare 2, and even Black Ops 1 and 2, I really, really enjoyed. But it is one of these things where I'm excited for what this is, because I think a combination of the Titan mechanics, as well as I think when you get into the team game, and I haven't really had a chance to play it last night just for a little bit online, that dynamic of playing with your teammates where you can, put the battery in the Titan and then, group up as a team of Titans, or maybe some pilots and some Titans, like the rodeo. I always call teammate rodeo brodeo. Actually, a bunch of buddies of mine were saying that in the original Titanfall. So I like brodeoing, a buddy Titan. And having that ability where you can, shoot guys on the ground, or you can use your anti-Titan weapon on top of it, and then decide to call yours in and leave them in auto mode. So there's a bunch of really cool things to do, I think that, and it's neat how every campaign and, multiplayer game kind of ends up developing its own kind of, weapon set and things like that it just evolve over time. So, it feels really good. That was the main thing. And I mean, that's what they were going for with this game.